Welcome back, guys, to the channel. So today we're gonna go ahead and install an AirDog. I want to give a shout out to AirDog because they sent this out to me. I hit them up on Instagram regarding on one of their pumps. I didn't know which one to go with. I know they had came out with the 5G and the 4G, and I wasn't sure which route I wanted to go with. But they were kindly enough to help me out with which one I should have gone with. And I had also seen this video on YouTube of where they installed this on a fifth gen as well. It's a 2019. It looks really sick. You guys should go check it out. Um, but for this one, we went with a DF165 4G, and the reason for that is because the 5G is for applications when you want to go for about 1,200 horsepower or more. That's really when you do need more demand and flow of fuel. But for my application, since this truck, we're only going to be using it really for towing. It's really for work. It's not for like me going above 1,000 HP. We have it also on the first gen, but the first gen has the regular one. I don't remember which one it is. But for this one, we are doing a 4G 165. Here it is. It took about 3 days for them to get it in here. Here's all your harness that you need. It comes with everything. It comes with the bypass that connects to your the molecule that is on your tank, and connects to I think another connector, and then the one that connects to the pump itself, and your positive and negative that goes directly to the battery. And it has its own relay where you can mount it somewhere on the engine bay. They also send out your hose. They send you plenty enough hose so that way you don't have to purchase any of this stuff. Comes with the instructions here. Keep in mind, guys, here's that one fifth gen I was talking about. Looks really sick. This one's on bags. So yeah, guys, here's the pump itself. Oh damn, it's pretty heavy, I'll tell you that. Here's the pump. It has the regulator. I believe it's on the side right here, which is why a lot of people prefer this over other companies. And when I first got into AirDog was really because of Larry. Larry installed the AirDog on my first gen. So like I said, this is my first time doing it here. I'm doing it here in my garage. I'm gonna get 2 jacks to kind of jack up the tank to lower it, but we'll get to that part. And also on the first gen, we had it was in hard plastic that they had and that they were using back at that time. And on the first gen, they still look great. Nothing has cracked on it at all. And they're perfect, but I guess some people were sketchy about the plastic ones, and they switched back to their steel plates right here. And then you have all of your I guess these are all the parts inside here, like it has the mountain bracket, bolt kit, fitting kit, spacer, fuel return, and other required components is all in here. As you can see, the date that this was checked by was on the 15th of September, so not that long ago. Alrighty, guys, so let's go ahead and do this. Let me get underneath the truck real quick. It's very tight, but yep. Alright, guys, so I'm not sure how the quality is gonna sound like in here. So I am underneath the truck right now, and I am trying to get that. Okay, so here's your first the first nut you gotta take off right there. I'm not sure what size that is. It looks like it's a 13 millimeter. You have 2 of those. One right here is literally right next to the Dana, and if we scoot all the way over here, just about halfway, there you have it. There's the other one. And like I said, I'm going to try to put 2 jack stands. My camera wants to cooperate with me. One right here, a hydraulic, and then damn it, and another one somewhere around this area. My bad, guys, for the camera. Alright, so let me get to it real quick. Sorry about that, guys. So there are 2 nuts right there. I believe they're 13 millimeter. We're going to remove those 2, but don't completely remove them all, so that way you can take off the neck filler and disconnect some of the connectors, the electronics that you have on top of there. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use 2 of my jacks to kind of jack it up and have them sit on there, because right now I do have, I believe, almost about between a quarter of a tank and a half a tank. So it's kind of filled up. I try not to fill it up all the way up. And I was driving from West Palm Beach, and I thought I was gonna be just about a quarter of a tank, but I went a little over it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this up and lower the how you call it, the tank, and we'll pick up from there. All right, guys. So the first thing we're gonna do is do the mounting of the AirDog pump onto these brackets right here. For my application, the way I want to do it, and I saw it on their video as well, it's just one hole below this one right here. So we'll be using these four right here. And the way that works, you're gonna use these bolts that they sent you. They go through the back, and then we're gonna go ahead and use these washers. I know they're not called washers; they're called something else. Lock washers with a snud, and then we'll go ahead and torque those things down. And then after that, we'll go ahead and well, this will also go like this right here, just about like that. These will come right up through there, and then we use the lock washer and the nut and tighten that thing up, and then start mounting the AirDog itself. I just want to get this done before I start taking off the tank, just in case if I have to rush somewhere beforehand. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys, as you guys can see, I kind of went ahead and told you guys what you had to use for these. We'll start off first with these. You use a 1/2-inch socket for this. You put your lock washer right there, and then you use a 3/16 Allen key in the back, and then you go ahead and tighten it up with a 1/2-inch socket. And then we jump over to these right here. The Allen key is also a 3/16. You put your lock washer, and then you put a I think it's a 3/8. No, it's a 7/16 socket, and then you tighten every single individual one of these. And the AirDog sits right on top of the bracket itself. Obviously, you know, the filters came with it, but it's a lot more easier if you take off the filter, so that way you can either use your Milwaukee or whatever stuff you have. If you have a socket with the wrench, whichever way you want to use, is a lot more easier removing this and then having them mounted on whenever we mount this on the frame of the truck. And and obviously this piece right here is going to be the back piece of that goes behind it, and it sandwiches it right there. Don't forget to put that block as well. Now we're going to go ahead and put the fittings that go on here. So you have these three fittings right here. I'll put as I'm putting these, I'll put the what foot pounds they need to be set to. They have to torque them down to. So you have two right here, 1, 2, and another one right here. So obviously this little tiny one goes right here, and then the other two big ones go right here, which is your return, and this is the one that goes into the engine, and this one goes to the tank of the truck. So yeah, let's get to it now. I'm gonna put this also while I'm installing these fittings, but I'll go ahead and tell you guys. So the inlet fitting goes to 120 inch pounds, the outlet fitting goes to 120 inch pounds, and then the return fitting goes to 60 inch pounds. So there you have it. All right, guys, so this one we set it up at 60 foot-pounds, and we had to use a 5/8 socket, really deep socket. This one was a 3/4 inch socket. Also, it's super deep. These are Husky. These are for your impact guns. And what I ended up doing, I installed an attachment to this one, because you need to use this one since it's in inch pounds, it's not foot pounds. And so yeah, 120 foot pounds for this one that goes towards the engine. The return line, well, I guess I'm not sure if this is the return line, but this one as well. These two big ones are 120 foot pounds. Oops, these two right here are one. This one also right here is also this one right here is 120 foot pounds, just like this one up here is, and 60 foot pounds. So without further ado, now we can go ahead and start doing dropping the tank. I'm not sure if I'm gonna want to drop it right now. What time is it? You know what? Maybe we will go ahead and do it. We just have enough time to do this. But yeah. And then obviously once we have that, we drop the tank, because once you have the tank drop down, you want to go ahead and mount your AirDog to the frame. Okay guys, so here's the tricky part to this. So when dropping the tank, you need to be very extra careful. And I had to set up a little redneck style kind of type of jack right here. And I use a 2x6 PT running across. And used a double extendo. Actually, yeah, double extendo. Double extension. I think these are about like what? They're close to like 9 inches or 6 inches. On a 16mm deep. Yeah. I don't know what that was. On a deep 16mm socket, and took it out. This one was able to come out fairly well, but this one wanted to act up on me, and it all came out. So yeah, so now we have to remove some of the cables and the neck filler out of there. Apparently there's like a zip tie somewhere around in there, so I'll go ahead and drop this thing completely down now, and yep, let's get to it. Okay, so I dropped the truck a bit more lower. I'm gonna show you what you guys need to cut off, what they were mentioning. I don't know if you can see back right there. You can see a white zip tie. It looks like there's like white paint or something going on. Let me see if I can put the camera a little bit closer. So right there where I'm shining the light, we gotta cut that zip tie off and unplug this right here. I guess that's the return line, and then we can actually drop this this tank right here. We might have some connectors on the other side, but that will allow us to actually drop the tank completely all the way down. So that right there, let's go ahead and cut it, guys, and we can drop the tank. Alright guys, so this is a better close-up look that I can give you guys. So there's 3 connectors. You have your return, the one that goes to the engine, and then you have the sensor thing right there that we had to take off. They were a pain in the butt. And then also, like I said, you had to remove that. Let me see if I can flash it. That right there, I don't know what I used. It was either a 5 or a 6mm. I said that wrong. And then also there's one in the further back. I don't know if you can see it. It has like a little white cap to it. You have to remove that, and then from there we can officially drop this piece of crap down. So let's go ahead and drop this off now so we can get back to what we were doing. Okay guys, we took this thing out. It was very hard. I had to jack up the truck in the back and lock up the brakes up front. So now what we're gonna do is pop this sucker out and do the modification for that, unless you're gonna do a sump in the bottom, or whichever way you want to do it. But we're gonna go ahead and pop this thing off using this and a hammer. All right guys, so I went ahead and and did this because it looked like it wants to rain. So long story short, we're gonna have to cut off the power and negative off of this module right here. This is the pump. We're gonna break the 3 tabs. There should be 3 tabs right here, as you guys can see right here. There are 3 tabs. We cut those off, and then when you remove that, you want to unclip this right here, because this is what sends the signal how much fuel you have in your pickup truck. And remove it, fish it out of here, and then you're gonna cut these 2 tubes right here. You see as I cut these, and then you're gonna go ahead and drill a 5/8 hole on top of here. You're not gonna use the washers that these come with. You don't need those. And then you're gonna put that lock nut, put it underneath a vise, and then tighten them up. I think you had to use a I don't remember the measurements, but I'll put the link to what I was watching to install this, and this is kind of the angle that I have it at. And then you put this right here that holds this right here. You put your 2 clamps down here, 2 up top over here, and that should be it for this install. And you're gonna have to make probably 3 more holes on each side, just so you have fuel and you won't run out of fuel. So that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and mount this back inside of there, and I'll put the link to AirDog on them describing how to do this whole install right here. All right, guys. So on the wiring, this one's gonna connect to here, and then the old one that was on here from factory is gonna connect to this right here. Also, I went ahead and did all my fuel lines. They're gonna be all straight ends, and what I'm gonna try to at least mark on which one is the return and which one is the one that goes to the engine, so, or vice versa. So I need to mark which one goes to which, and make sure you do this all in one action. Whenever you put this, make sure you lube it up. I use penetrating oil and WD-40. That's all I had right here in my house. So let's go ahead and have this done. Alrighty. Okay, guys, so here is where I had to move my my AirDog. I did have it previously right here where you see this bracket. This bracket is for the far from stock traction traction bar kit for the 4th and 5th gens, I believe. And that's the other bracket right there, but that's not what this video is about. I did have to order me a longer fuel line because I had left it super short, and also it was giving me problems because it was making this weird noise that it's not supposed to do. But I ended up fixing that as well in the process of moving all of this to that side. So I would highly recommend you guys moving this as far as you can. There's like a lump right here. That's the lump where I butted this bracket, the steel bracket up to, and that did a lot of clearance for me. And also on top, because on top the flooring, it drops down right where the seats are installed at. But other than that, guys, this is where I would highly recommend you guys running your AirDog to. And like I said, you have enough. Like I said, I cut it mine way too short, so that's my fault on my end. But the rest of the stuff came out perfectly fine, and I wasn't able to show enough where everything was ran through. I know some of this return line goes through here, right towards the side of this how you call it. I don't know if this is like a cross member of the bed, but I ran it right behind it and along it, because the thing is that this the tank will crush it against this, so you have to run it behind it. And then I use like these kind of zip ties where I can tap into the metal, and it will hug this right here, and it'll be perfectly fine right there, and you should have no problem. And most of the connectors, like I say, it's right where the how you call it, the lift pump thing is at. Everything is right there. You just you got to use their, I guess, like their delete kit or whatever it is to tap into it, and that way you keep everything stock and you don't have to do any other kind of modifications. Just literally plug and play. And other than that, guys, that's about it. There's also like another line. Let's see if I can show you guys real quick. I don't know if you guys can see it through here, but there you go. That's where I had to remove the previous line that goes into the injection pump, and that's where I installed the other one. And it has like a safety clip. Just take it off and then back it out, and then you can install this one in there, and you should be fine, guys. So yeah, guys, that will be the rest of this install. I mean, I can turn on the truck real quick so you guys can listen to the pump. see if it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Just listen to it real quick. But yeah, guys, this thing turns on right away, just as if it were a OEM part. It's set, better. And just make sure you change out these filters. I think it's every 15,000 miles, and you should be fine. Like right now, I just turned it off because I haven't turned on the truck. So, but yeah, make sure you change out your filters. You can get these things off of their page or any other dealer. I wouldn't really recommend going with different brands. I don't know, it's just better just sticking to their product, because that's how it's supposed to work. But you can use other brands. It's really up to you guys' preference. But that's going to complete the video for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on for the next video. And like I said, these are a few days later on the truck, but because I had installed quite a few other things like 4-link. I was doing the traction bars. I already did the steering components from Far From Stock on the 5th gen, and I also did like the lift, 3.5 lift, and you guys should be seeing these videos coming up next. Sorry for the wait. I was supposed to be posting continuously, but I get very busy, and holidays are around the corner. Well, we are already like in December right now, but yeah, guys, catch you guys on for the next video. Peace.